Welcome. The elementary team consists of myself, Lori Phelan, for grades 4 and RTI, Sherry Culver for grades 5K and FIRST. Welcome. The elementary team consists of myself, Lori Phelan, for grades 4 and RTI, Sherry Culver for grades 5K and FIRST, Nancy Pierenboom for grades 2 and 3, and Kay Martin for special ed and 4K. Today we'd like to answer many of your questions on the following topics. Materials, important websites, email, classes, assignments, communication, pacing and attendance, field trips, and technology. One of the first questions we're asked is, when will my materials come? During our week of orientations face-to-face, we heard that many of the families have received their materials. However, we did find out that some of the shipments are coming separately, so please check your packing slips. Make sure that you have what you need, and if you don't, contact your SLA. Laptops are being shipped very soon as well if you did not receive yours at the face-to-face orientations. One thing to remember about laptops is each week there are updates that are processed when you shut down your computer completely. So we ask that you go to the start button, use the shutdown button each night to close your computer. By just closing the top of the computer, it does not fully process those updates, so that's important to remember. Lincoln Solutions will be available next week with the online link since there are no materials being sent. Many families using Calvert have already received materials as well as K-12. And again, please check those shipping lists to make sure that you have everything on it, and then contact your SLA for next steps. What websites will I need to use? Let's go through those next. To make it a little easier, we have ClassLink loaded onto your school laptop. You can access all of the websites you need using one username and password. The URL for ClassLink is as follows, and it'll provide you with that initial login to get set up. ClassLink or Launchpad includes access to your NOSD email, and from this day forward you'll be receiving information from our school via the school email once that's set up, and not through your personal email. This is a action that all teachers work just with school email. You can make connections to your streaming it to your personal if you wish, but the only email teachers use is the school email. In addition, we have a link for password protected sites. That's our teacher classrooms, family directory, and school documents. These are the places that we only want our school related families to be connected to. This isn't for public access. Skyward Family Access includes, it's our database for our students, and it will include information about your student and have semester report cards for the elementary. The WVL school website is also a place where you can connect to many of the things included on your Launchpad, so it's a second check for getting announcements, the school calendar, school documents, as well as connecting to a login page for your curriculum and password protected sites. TeamViewer is our technology help desk. They use TeamViewer to control your computer desktop and help you solve your problems. In order to get your problem solved, you need to put in a phaseware ticket. and you will be contacted by our help desk personnel. Phaseware, again, is on the launch pad and has a special icon. Also, for your launch pad, you'll have your curriculum login pages. So depending on whatever curriculum you're using, if it's K-12, Lincoln Solutions, or Calvert, you will have that link available. School email is our direct first stop communication between teacher and families. Your family email is what the elementary teachers will be using to contact you. It includes family last name and a number at nosd.edu. Please start using that school email right away. Your username and password is in the folder that you either receive face-to-face or you'll receive it in the mail. Elementary teachers, again, only use the family account, not the student count. However, at the upper level of the elementary, many students begin to use technology more and like to email their teacher. I always, as an upper elementary teacher, have acknowledged those emails, and when I reply, I include the family email so that you are, as a learning coach, aware of what the communication is between your child and their teacher. Again, and we will not be using your personal account. It will only be the school email that we will communicate with. Your school email, you'll know when you're logged in because it'll have NOSD in the corner. And you may have another Gmail account. You can often change and switch to that personal email through clicking on the login part and switch to login. The WVL website is new this year. We have revamped it, I should say, and it's available through the class links as well. It's another place where the links to your curriculum providers is included, and sometimes if class link is or Launchpad is not working properly for some reason, if the server isn't connecting it right, you can still get to your child's curriculum through the WVL website. It's always good to have more than one way to connect. This is what our new web page looks like. We hope you find it very appealing. It has all the information and more that the previous one did. You'll connect through the Enrolled Families part of the home page. And here's where you'll find all kinds of information. The announcements is a good place to check, especially if you are having any trouble with your online system. Sometimes curriculum providers do have a little glitch, and it is repaired as quickly as possible. But if you're having trouble, it's a good place to check for announcements to see if others are experiencing the same thing. Check the upcoming events. You never know when there's a fun outing in your neck of the woods or an event taking place. In addition, the curriculum links are available to you there. You can click on that to get to all of our curriculum companies and log in with your students' login. The calendar also will be able to be connected through the links in the WVL homepage so that you can find out at a glance what's happening month to month. So those are the two ways that you can get to those curriculum logins, through the Launchpad or through the WVL homepage. Each curriculum company does have their own individual logins, and those are specific to students and to learning coaches. So it's important that you are aware of those logins. Again, that information is in your folder if you received it at the face-to-face sessions this last week, or you can check your mail. They'll be mailed out to individual families who did not attend. The reason we have the password-protected sites is because there are some places that we just don't want people connecting to on a whim. We want those to be a little bit more private for just our enrolled families. Most importantly, teachers' Blackboard classrooms. As you can imagine, in a brick and mortar building, people can't just walk into a classroom in the middle at any time. There are procedures for that. So the same with our classrooms. We don't want to have those links available to those students and families that are not a part of our school. You also will have the opportunity to have your name listed in a family directory. It's a good time to find out who's in your area and connect with them for school events, or if you want to create your own field trip and invite people in the area. That would be a place to check. That won't be available right away at the beginning of the school year, but shortly after we get started, you'll hear more about it. Also, school documents, there might be things that you want to refer to, and those are listed in the school documents. So the classrooms are listed by teachers and grouped by grades. We also have other rooms available. We'll have an elementary room where we'll hold many of our family meetings when we are not in our individual classrooms. That information will be provided for you as far as the link or the location. It's really important that when your child attends classes that they log in with their first and last name. That way we know who they are. Also, we do have children with same name, and that gets a little confusing when we don't know who is who. So please be sure that your child types their first and last name in the login. There's no other password or anything needed. It's just first and last name once you've identified the classroom teacher's room. We have classes available for all of the elementary children. We hold those live online and at the elementary. We don't record those lessons because we like the interaction and discussions and sharing. Also, we use breakout rooms and they don't record. That way students can work in small groups as well. Every student will have an available time slot in both language arts and math. At the primary level, language arts classes and math classes are offered as well as upper elementary. Dependent upon the grade level, the length of the class is determined, and that information will all be messaged out by the homeroom teacher. They're held in each of our individual classrooms, and we hold them regularly each week. We'll be telling you more about when those classes are being offered, so please watch your email for starting dates and times. We like to do meet and greet so your students can meet their teacher as well as other students in the class. And we like to go through some of the rules of the classroom, and for brand new students we want to share all the great things about the classroom, all the different tools that can be used so that they're familiar before starting classes. Those will be held at multiple times during the next couple of weeks, and we would want students to attend one of those sessions. To ensure that these classes are beneficial to your child, provide your child with a quiet location, a place out of the action of the household with a computer headset. And I wear mine and use it regularly. I can hear and speak through the microphone better this way for students to hear me. So those work the best. It also keeps the focus for the child as well. It's helpful to have the child in close proximity to a modem if you are working wirelessly. And we ask that the student's computer be plugged in, not running on battery. The Blackboard Collaborate Classroom does use a lot of power, and students will be dropped if the power goes out. Third and fourth graders are at that independent age where they can follow directions and listen carefully, and the teacher can help direct them without the parent being present. So during the class sessions, it's a good time to work on checking out what the next lessons are for your child, planning and organizing, getting lunch maybe at sometimes. Other things can be done. However, with the 4K through 2, they may need the parent nearby, especially at first when they're just getting used to things. You may have to sit hip to hip with them through that class time. It depends on your child, their grade, age, and ability to stay focused or follow directions. Being a public school, we do have required assignments because we have to check the level of understanding that your child is working at. These assignments correspond with the learning standards. We have particular assignments in each curriculum at each level. These assignments need to be submitted as they are completed. Submitting assignments late is not beneficial to the child or to the teacher. So it's really important that you get a good system started at the beginning of the year for getting tests and assignments submitted. Each curriculum submits assignments in a different way, and we'll be going over more of those details in another virtual session the week of August 24th. So please check your email for links to those virtual sessions so that you can find out more about the curriculum that you are using. These assignments provide us with evidence of your child's mastery of the learning standards. So they are required and necessary in our school. Learning standards are the objectives that the state of Wisconsin has set for each grade level. These tend to be the most important concepts learned in a course and needed for moving on to the next course. They are established for reading, writing, and math. They are aligned with the Wisconsin state standards. And we document the mastery of these learning standards in our progress reports 2 times a year. So in January and then again in June at the end of the school year. Communication. How often will I communicate with my child's teacher? There are many ways to communicate with teachers, and that teachers communicate to families. First off, we send weekly news emails with important information. This year we're also looking at a newsletter from the elementary, so it'll be a one-stop place for up-and-coming things. Additional emails are sent from teachers as needed on answering your specific questions or telling you some specific tips and tricks. We try not to tell you everything at the beginning of the year so that it isn't forgotten or that you are too overwhelmed with all the information. So some things we're holding back to share at different points in the school year. You can email the teacher with questions or concerns about your child's learning at any time. We are dedicated to get back to you as soon as we possibly can. We can set up a time for a phone call if your concern is too lengthy for an email. Some families might just say, "Can you just give me a call?" And that's what we do. We find time to give you a call back. In addition, we have parent-teacher conferences at the beginning, middle, and end of the year. That will coincide with our assessments. PALS for the younger children and iReady and math for all 1st through 4th, as well as the reading for 3rd and 4th. So we will gather information about your child and share it with you and discuss it with you and make plans to help and support your child. Our weekly emails are really important. They might be asking you to sign up for a conference time, something that we like to get our days filled so that we aren't waiting for people or having to move those conferences into an additional week. We kind of have a tight timeline for the PALS assessments, and we'll need your response right away. These emails will also provide information about your progress that you want to make each week. So it's a great check and balance for you to know if you're where you need to be. How far into the curriculum are you? And it identifies where that point should be. We also like to offer tips and tricks and strategies as well in these emails. And it might be in connection to a curriculum and a week that lesson might be offered. So it might be some special things that you might want to know or something that will be helpful to know when you reach that point in the curriculum. Also, sometimes our schedules change, and it's important to check there if there's a change in classes or times that things are held, or maybe something special is happening that week. So check email regularly and read those weekly updates fully through. We can't say it enough. Check your school email daily. Pacing is important to know, and that's to help you be sure that you get through the learning objectives offered in each curriculum through the school year. At semester, we'll be looking, at the mastery of your child and certain learning standards, so we want you to stay on pace. For some curriculum companies, we do have pacing charts. Overall, it's one lesson per school day or completing a particular unit by a particular time. So with the help of your SLA, us as teachers reminding you where to be at what point in the school year, everyone should be able to stay on pace. If something does occur in your life that does get in the way of completing lessons with your child on a regular basis, it's very important that you contact your SLA and your teacher to let them know. Possibly it's a sudden illness that wasn't expected that really interrupted your schedule for more than a day. Attendance in our school is required, and it's important that you stay in touch with your SLA regarding that. As a school, we've determined 180 days for the school year. Your child's attendance in our school is based on class attendance and lesson completion. And it's really important that you let us know if they're not able to attend a class. Please contact us about that. If you have a change in your schedule, such as you're taking a family vacation at a different time of the year than our school calendar shows, also contact your SLA and your teacher regarding that. Also include times when your child is sick so that we are aware of why the progress came to a halt. Will there be opportunities for socialization? This is a question that we often hear. Virtual schools still have field trips. We like to get together face-to-face whenever we can. These are often posted on our WVL homepage as well as our Facebook page. We recommend that you go out there and click on the Facebook page and like it so that you get updates as well. For some of our field trips, we do require advance registration and payment depending on the event. We do plan them throughout the state, and we hope that you can find time in your schedule so that you can meet with other WVL families and enjoy those types of events. If you have an idea that other children might benefit from an event in your area, please contact Jessica Barish to have it posted. If you plan it, we'll help you get the word out to other families. One of our first outings is at Bookworm Gardens in Sheboygan. It's going to be held on Friday, October 10th, probably begin mid-morning and end by 2 o'clock in the afternoon. What's great about this field trip is there's no admission fees, and it's just an awesome garden, which includes all kinds of sections that relate to books. All children are welcome. So go to the Facebook page and check out the link for more information on our field trips. Feel free to share any pictures too as well of field trips that you attend. It's great to have those on our page as well. What if I have computer problems? We identified a couple of links that are important to know about, and let's review those. For technical support, you're going to go to Phaseware and fill out a ticket. And in that ticket, it'll ask you detailed information about the problem that you're having. Now, if for some reason you don't have internet and that's part of the problem, you can contact your SLA as well, or the school office to direct your information to the help desk through telephone. But if you have the internet capability, first step would be, and best practice would be, to start with a Phaseware ticket. Sometimes the issue can be related to just the curriculum company, and each curriculum company has their specific tech support. It's important to know your child's email in identifying which student is having that problem. They will probably ask you your child's email. So keep all the information from your folder in a safe place that you can refer to whenever needed. More information on how and where to contact your curriculum company's tech support will be included in our virtual orientations the week of August 24th. How can you be successful in the virtual school? Establish and stick to a regular daily schedule. Remember, it's so important to complete the lessons assigned to the day and not to get behind. Communicate openly with your child's teacher. Tell us about your successes. Let us know when you're struggling. Keep us informed. Plan ahead. Check the school calendar, see if there are some events that your children can benefit from. Plan ahead by reviewing lessons in advance to make sure you have the materials you need in order to complete the lessons. Organize a learning area. Have a focused place to go to for those class times. Follow the curriculum and the pacing guide, and let us know at any point if something is getting in the way of you staying on pace. Keep the goal in mind and focus on mastery. Look for those learning objectives and focus on those. What to do before school starts on August 31st. Log into your child's curriculum website and become familiar. Organize and become familiar with materials and teaching manuals. Set up the classroom so that your child can also help each day in getting their own materials out and being responsible. All children can help. View the curriculum tutorial video for your child's curriculum provider. We'll be telling you more about those during our virtual orientations. Please contact the WVL office if you haven't received materials or technology by Wednesday, August 27th. We want to be sure that you have what you need to get started on Monday, August 31st, the first day of school. In addition to checking out your online curriculum, you'll be given directions to connect to iReady. iReady is an interactive diagnostic assessment that we use to assess all children in math from 1st grade to 4th and in 3rd and 4th grades for reading. This helps us to identify those students are struggling and pinpoint their areas of weakness. It also helps us kind of identify those students that are working at a higher level and that may benefit from some lessons that would enrich them. We use this to guide our instruction. This helps us to know where our students are at and what supports are needed. It provides a measurement of student growth as we work to help your child reach those levels of understanding. Extra classes will be provided for students working 2 years below grade level. So a 4th grader who is leveling at 2nd grade will need some support in the areas that they're struggling with. They will meet with me in extra classes on those specific topics. We want to be very focused on our work, and our goal is to bring them up to grade level. So during the first week of school, we will email you a website link and login credentials for iReady. If you have more than one child, each child will have their own specific login. Click on the link and have your child complete the assessment as soon as possible that week. However, you can do it in small parts and save each time. Some children just aren't able to stay focused for a long time, and in doing this in smaller chunks, they will benefit as well. We'll get the best results. It's also very important that the children are able to hear in the sections in which they are given directions or have to listen for sounds and reading. So please make sure the computer audio is set up properly before starting the assessment. We ask that parents do not answer any questions as far as the content or question within the diagnostic. Students really need to be answering those questions by themselves, so we ask that you do not help them with that. This diagnostic will get progressively harder as they answer questions correctly. It will top out once they have missed a certain amount of questions. So if a parent would help them with answering questions, they'd be answering questions that they normally would not know the answers to, it's only going to prolong the assessment. So please do not give children answers. Instead of taking the iReady and reading, the younger students will be taking the PALS assessments with their homeroom teacher. More information, again, will be sent out regarding signups for that. So please watch and check your email regularly. Take some time to write down any questions that you have after viewing this orientation. And we will be having question and answer sessions Wednesday, August 26th and Thursday, August 27th at 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. each day. Check your email for links regarding the curriculum orientations that will be sent out that you can view prior to coming to the question and answer session. This is called the flipped classroom, where we're providing you with information first to learn from, and then you come to us with questions that you have regarding it. We are happy to answer your questions through email, and if you really need a phone call, don't ever hesitate. Just send us an email and we'll call you as soon as we can. Thank you for joining me today. We're looking forward to a wonderful school year. Bye.